What's up, good people? How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's blessed and well, and you're in good spirits. Today, I am talking to Dr. Diana Lynch, and she is going to talk to us about her new book. She just joined the room. Welcome, welcome, everybody.
Hi there.
Hey, Doc.
How can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I,
How are you?
I am fine. It feels like coming back home. How's it going?
It's going well. I was looking up, we talked the summer of 23. That's the last time we talked.
Wow, it feels like coming home though. So good to see you.
Good to
Good
see
to
you as
see
well. What's going on with you? How you feeling?
you. Exhausted. It's been a journey. It's been anything that you can do on your own, you shouldn't be doing. You should be doing things that are well outside of your reach. And I say I operate in vision, not sight. If I only operated in what I could see, I couldn't go as far as I can, just as far as I can see. But if I operate in vision, I can go much further. And so I've been operating in vision. So of course I'm exhausted.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So before we get deep into it, tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Well, good day, everyone. I'm so excited to be here with my friend, my brother. It's really like coming home. My name is Diana Lynch, and I am CEO of Alma de Samana Golf Resort and Residences in Samana Bay, Dominican Republic. I'm also a developer, and I am developing around the globe. And so I'm really excited about that. We have started a portion of my business, which is called Soul Reserve, which is going to help other entrepreneurs, developers, and those individuals who want to have a seat at the table, that backroom, boardroom meetings that will allow you to have access to be able to invest and grow your brand across the border. So we're really excited about it. So yeah, lots of
I'm
work,
ex-
but it's worth it.
I'm excited for you because I remember when we talked before, it was just after you broke ground.
Ah, yeah, and it's been a journey because essentially Amity Samana is a master plan community. So it's
Mm,
a community in Samana Bay, Dominican Republic, and it is an emerging market. It's always been known as one of the most beautiful parts of the Dominican Republic. People visit Dominican Republic in a lot of the touristy places like like Punta Cana,
mhm.
Sosua, Puerto Plata, but this has been a hidden jewel, and I'm so glad they preserved it just for us. I say it's just for us, but the locals, those people who enjoy and vacation that are from the Dominican Republic, often find themselves in Samana, and
Mm.
so they say, well, that's where we vacation. And so anytime they preserve it for themselves, it's well worth preserving. And the people there are as beautiful as the landscape. And so when I talked to you before,
Mhm.
we had just finished our master plan, and we were engaging experts from around the globe who had developed resorts around the globe. I am a firm believer. I practiced law for 3 decades, and
Mhm.
I'm a firm believer. You stay in your lane. The master. What they say: if you're not a master of one, you're kind of just piddling around in many,
Mhm.
right? So I
Yeah.
just try my lane. I try to find individuals who have crafted their line of work.
Right.
They've gone beyond just being ordinary. They're extraordinary. And so I was in search of the extraordinary. And back then I had DDL out of UK. I had sustainability experts out of Finland. I was touching the globe and really excited about what we were bringing forth. And so as a result, Alma de Samaná was created, branded, and buttoned up towards the end of 2023. And so since that time, we've been in a frenzy to bring the right professionals to the table,
Mhm.
to bring the right resources to the table, to bring the right hospitality partners and investors to the table.
Nice.
And so it's grown. And so in the last year, it has engaged in a metamorphosis, so to speak, where we have realigned our leadership.
Okay.
Um, We have brought on now we've gotten the master plan, but now we're bringing on professional C-suite executives, those people who can help me with this vision. One of the things that inspired, and I know we're going to talk about my book, but this is relevant here. When I talked to you before,
Mm-hmm.
I was in business, and oftentimes we're in business with individuals who are closest to us when the vision comes to fruition,
Yeah.
right? You're thinking, I've been practicing for 3 decades. I was at the point where I had my last hurrah real estate venture in Atlanta called The Signature. That's breaking ground, guys, breaking ground in Atlanta, a master plan community in Atlanta. And so that was my last hurrah. And I was introduced to this amazing project by some amazing friends and colleagues and that sort of thing that were in the business. And we went about this wholeheartedly, feet first. And oftentimes that happens. Maybe your audience can embrace that. Your friends who are closest to you, maybe a business colleague at the time, when you come to the understanding, realization you want to do a venture, and those individuals are amazing, but they're not there to continue to traverse the journey with you all the way.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of times when we do that, we pick individuals who are closest in proximity,
Mm-hmm.
but not closest in vision. And so
Right.
that's really important, and that's really how the book Don't Leave the Room had came about. That's the impetus. I've always wanted to write a book, but the journey that I've been experiencing since I left you here in 2023
Mm-hmm.
has brought about this book. And I think it's so important for individuals to understand that people are in your life for a reason, season, or lifetime. And if you find a few that are there forever for the entire journey, you are so blessed. But you're also blessed by those individuals who do not journey with you sometimes all the way,
This is
that you need to.
true.
Yeah. So almost been a growth for me as an individual, as a businesswoman, as a spiritual person, somebody who believes that God creates the vision and provides the resources for you to get there. The realization that we have a lot of
Yeah.
cheerleaders. You'll see this throughout my book. A lot of cheerleaders, not a lot of teammates. And so we have you. If you watch any thriving franchise, you may have 20 cheerleaders on the sideline, but how many players on the game? Probably far more, right? When you find yourself, you got a lot of cheerleaders, but not a lot of teammates that are willing to equally sacrifice and equally embrace your vision. It's a learning process. It's a pruning process. And so
Mm-hmm.
you got this Alma de Samana CEO all grown up. You, if anyone goes back in 2023, I was so much starry-eyed, but right now I'm mission driven. I'm driven in purpose and intentional,
Mm-hmm.
and we need, and we're getting there so much farther, so much faster by the team that I've assembled in the last year. So I'm excited. It's coming to fruition. It's coming out of the ground, and we're in the final phases, bringing the right people at the right time, doing the right thing, and we're going to create our own Wakanda. And it's been amazing, the people who have embraced it. So, but it's not just for us. It's an opportunity for us, but it's for everyone who also want to embrace this place that where you can
Right.
be yourself and have true authentic experiences. And don't we need that right now? Don't we need a place
Absolutely.
where everybody's accepting?
Amen.
Oh my gosh, I get so many calls now. People knew what we were doing, but they know the value of it, and the value of everyone being valued and appreciated for what they do at every level, from those that change the temperature to those that create the things that change the temperature.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, your spirit and your drive reminds me a lot of my friend Nikki Gilbert. She's the founder member of Brownstone, and
Oh,
she's always driving ownership. She's always driving ownership, and I love that about her, and I love that about you, and the fact that you are willing to open up and educate and teach others the path to ownership. Which some of us, we find a gold penny, and we want to
we
hoard
put
it. We want to
it away,
keep it to ourselves.
right?
What is up with that?
Oh, oh my gosh, it is. Let me tell you something. I'm glad you said that, because I feel right at home. I told you I was at home, right? But the thing is, I experience. Okay, they talk about Diana Lynch, the CEO, first African American female to own an international golf resort in the Dominican Republic. I'm obviously not the first worldwide. We have Sheila Johnson. She's amazing.
Hmm.
You know, I've even wanted to reach out to her for mentorships and other things. I talk about that in my book.
Hmm.
The fact that we sometimes are even afraid to be vulnerable. You know, hey, I could use your help. Can
Hmm.
you me some advice? It's not always about resources, yes, but we'll take that. But it's about making sure that you have an opportunity to pour back into somebody. I came from nothing, you know, from just love, right? I came
Yeah.
from love. When people say they came from nothing, hopefully you came from love. I came from a loving family, and even with what we had in Brooklyn, in the projects and the boulevard houses, we knew it was something bigger. My mom said, this is where we are, but your reality is bigger. But it was such a community with
Hmm.
people. People say, oh, you grew up in the project. Yes. And it was a community of people who looked out for each other and looked out for the kids. And we knew who belonged and who didn't belong. And I can be in suburbia all day where I am now, and I don't feel as much sense of
Right.
community. And so that's often miss. You don't know your neighbor. You don't know that if you know them, that you're probably not having a good experience because they're probably bugging you, right? As opposed to them being somebody who's going to bring you some potato pie and
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
right? Or when Mr. Frosty comes around and you don't have your quarter, that Miss Grace on the bench is going to get you that ice
That.
cream, that
Yes.
popsicle, because she know your mama not going to get home for a while, and she know
Yeah.
you want something like everybody else. And it was just such a community, and that's Miss Grace was always there for us, always looked out for us. And so even though I grew up in Brooklyn and then migrated to South Carolina, and then school and corporate and all this kind of stuff, that community was so important, and that's what we're creating. We missed that.
Yeah.
And so I thought about, if I were to retire, you know, one of the things that make people not want to live abroad is, where's my community? Am I going to
Mm.
feel like the same way? I'm going to have a neighbor down the street, I'm going to speak the same language, are we going to like the same music? What if I want to go to a movie or a play or what have you? It's, and we oftentimes don't do any of that stuff, right? We stay in our home. But it's the idea that you can do it. You
Right.
can get your good education, you can get your health care, you can get the culture. That's what we're creating. And so that's what keeps us in our bubble, because we're like, you know, we can work anywhere now. We can, most often you can work remotely. You can,
Mm.
if my age, you hopefully got a little passive income and you don't
Yes.
have to every day. That's the goal, right?
Yep.
And so you could be anywhere. But I, you know, my mom is in the United States. That's the one thing keeps me here. And I keep saying, okay, Mom, as long as you're here, I'm here, right? I'm going to always have a root here. But it's the idea of creating community. So that's what Alma is. Alma is a community. So if I'm there and I'm living there when I'm not making my short-term rental income, I'm living there, I can walk down the street and somebody else is going to be visiting around that time, and their kids are going to be there, and they're going to grow up and they're going to build legacy, and our homes are going to increase in value. And when those concerts come, we're going to be able to have box seatings and, you know, tea times and all of that that we deserve because we
Yeah.
got here. We got here early. So I'm excited. I'm making a home away from home and building legacy for those that decide that they want to have an opportunity to either own abroad or live abroad. So
Right.
yeah, it's
S-
amazing.
So Don't Leave the Room is
Oh,
available on the 25th of this month. Talk to me about that, sister.
oh, oh my goodness. Don't Leave the Room is a book that I have birthed out of my journey. Not just in the last 2-3 years at Alma, but it's the CEO's journey from Brooklyn to the boardroom. So it's really talking about all the rooms that I entered, from those projects to South Carolina, my Denmark, South Carolina family, where I went from New York in the bustling city with bodegas to Denmark, South Carolina, where instead of bodegas, we had barns. And after that, there to, you know, to University of South Carolina, and then JAG and Atlanta, when Atlanta was really Atlanta, when Atlanta was the place
Yeah.
to be.
Yeah.
And it's really talking about those rooms I've entered, those what I've learned in those rooms. And but it wasn't until Alma that I realized I needed to really tell a story, because I needed people to understand we're trying to figure it out,
Mm.
right? At every
Mm.
level, right? So so while I'm building this major multi-million dollar whatever business or lifestyle journey, someone else is doing something that's as equally as important and equally as challenging.
Yes.
And so in this journey, I learned several things. And through this Don't Leave the Room, I talk about the rooms you've entered and understanding why you've entered those rooms, why God has allowed you to enter those rooms, what you're supposed to get out of it. And if, because if you don't learn, you're going to enter the same room over and over again. So what am I supposed to get out of it? But then also the room of one, understanding who I am. A lot of times I'm so busy, I don't even know what I like anymore, right?
Wow.
So understand you, right? And then and we look for social media to tell us, did we do good? Were we okay? Did I sound, sometimes I check with my husband. I'm like, how was that? And it's really about knowing yourself. Did you come off authentic?
Yeah.
Was it really you that showed up that day? And so did someone make you navigate around who you were till you don't even recognize yourself? And
Wow.
that never made sense to me. It never made me feel good about myself. And so I wanted to make sure that I was able to track that transition when I was mousy and in elementary school to going to college and running into people who made me bring me out to be able to speak up for myself. What was that about?
Yeah.
My roommate, I'm gonna keep doing this until you change who you are and what until you tell me you don't like it, and made me speak up for myself. And then I haven't stopped talking since. Probably wish she had. But all those rooms, and then people, I want you to get this book because it's not about me. It's about you. And it's really a journal for you to be able to take where you are, what room you're in now, evaluate it from the perspective that it's sort of in a playbook. So I use analogies from like the chess game, the
Mm.
play of on the field. One person said, everybody's not on the field at one time. You have teammates. And it was the most frustrating thing for me, for example, when you see your business partner not doing anything and you're saying, why am I doing all the work? And what someone made me realize is, one, you're going to get frustrated if you expect people to do like you do, because everybody's not like you. They have their own strengths, and to make them play to your strengths is not what it is. They said treat people the way you want to be treated. No, no, no. Treat them the way they want to be treated, right? So a different mentality. But the thing was, I didn't understand that we don't all play the same and provide the same resource. And
True.
even in church, my pastor talked about Moses. His job was in the fight was just to hold up the staff, right? But when he got weak and he couldn't do that, everybody down there fighting. I know I'd have been up there. Why isn't he down here helping me fight? I'm here grinding, I'm fighting, and he up there. Let's get real, Moses. Come on down. And the thing was, the other two saw he was getting weary. His hands were getting weak, and they said, "My job is to lead to hold his arms up, so that because they saw when his arms were up and the staff was risen, that he was able. They were winning. But it's every time he got weak and he lowered his hands, they were losing. So
Mm.
their job became just to hold up the arms of this person who's carrying the vision, who's connected to God, who's connected to that vision. So you got to figure out what your role is in that room. It may be just to hold up somebody's arms. That
True.
may be God has you in that room. And a lot of times we discount those people because all they doing is holding. We up here fighting. And so I had to check myself, because I wake up at 4, go to bed at midnight. I'm looking for resources and investors and saying, I cannot believe we haven't gotten what we need to. We have all this, we have land, we own it, it's in our name. We're not,
Hmm.
no bait and switch. We got it. Why do we not have droves of people wanting to come? And it's the idea that a lot of times we just got to see it. They want to see it. They want to, and unfortunately, a lot of times we miss the opportunity, because by the time we get there, we can't afford it. We see it, but we can visit it. We just can't own it.
Yeah.
And so the Don't Leave the Room is talking about what your role is in the room, why you're there, discerning what that is, appreciating those people and what their roles may be, but also assessing the people who are in the room who shouldn't be. So I talk about the Peters who are redeemable. I talk about the Brutuses. I talk about all the Judas who you need to expel from the room. I've done a little bit of that recently, and I'm so happy that I've done that.
Yeah.
I've talked about the Pontius Pilate who did not do anything. He could have done something to help, but he decided, I'm just gonna let them do what they want. Y'all want to come get him, go get him. But what that did was Jesus was able to continue the journey and get on the cross because he did not intervene. He could have, but had he
Yeah.
done that, we wouldn't have had our Savior. So everything has purpose, even the bad things. And
Yes.
because all those things, Alma is so much better, is stronger. And because of that, the Soul Reserve has been born, which is a vision of mine to continue with teammates, not cheerleaders, teammates who can carry the journey further. And because of it, we're going to better serve the world. So I'm excited. You got a grown up friend right here now. This is
I love
evolution
it. I love your
101.
excitement,
Yeah.
and I love how you're beaming.
Yeah.
I have a question for you though, because
Yes.
my peer group and I, we talk about this a lot, especially when you're on your journey to success. Did you ever suffer from imposter syndrome?
Oh, absolutely. How could you not?
Talk
How
to me
could you?
about it.
When I talk about even in these rooms, right? You
Hmm.
take um you take on a lot of roles, right? You encounter a lot of people. You encounter a lot of you your journey. It's a journey. I'm going to say
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
It's a journey. And if you don't experience these things, if you don't know how to relate to them, you will definitely experience imposter syndrome, right? And it's always part of it, but it's growth.
Yes.
It's growth because to acknowledge that you've experienced it is part of the growth, even,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I think I did experience it a lot more when I first started the journey.
Hmm.
But everything that I've gone to, even those off ramps, you like, who's this person? Why'd you do that? You know, this is a sidetrack. No, even those are part of the journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're all part of what makes you who you are. I'm better
True.
because of it. I'm
Yeah.
so much better because of it.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh, I'm so much better because of it. And you will, as long as you allow yourself to be mission driven, right? And you
Mhm.
will come back. You'll circle back, right?
Yeah.
Go back,
I,
right?
I am I'm of the belief that if you keep your eyes on the prize and you realize what you're in it for, it'll help you get through the journey. It'll help you get through those moments. And in case people don't know, the imposter syndrome is when, for example, you're in a room and you can't believe that you're in the room.
Mm-hmm.
You're not real at full realization of where you are and what you're doing. It seems almost as if it's dream state,
Yeah.
and you may even start to doubt yourself as if you don't belong there. But you have to remember that you did the work and you put in the effort to get there, and because you did all of that and you are actually physically there, that you belong there because God wanted you to be there.
You know what? The thing was, when you have to realize that any vision, when you're in this room, I'll give you an example because
Hmm.
you asked me, and I think it's really important for people to get an example. So when I first started this journey in Alma, I've been a lawyer for 3 decades. I did some entertainment mergers. I thought I was a big deal, right? Um, and then I went to Dominican Republic for my first conference. My first conference, I'm in this room, and I got CEO on my chest, right? And no one looks like me.
Mm. That
Not
in itself is a whole deal.
not one woman, not African American, not very many even Americans. The
Wow.
only one that have the hue of my complexion are behind the table at the Caribbean countries passing out pamphlets,
Wow.
right? And I was so in disbelief. So despite the fact that I prepared, I was like, I have no idea why I'm here.
Mm.
I have no idea why I'm here. And I didn't accept the journey of Alma willingly, right? I took on the role because it was needed. And sometimes, God calls you and you got to accept it. It wasn't about me. I was about to retire, so it wasn't about me
Mm.
go or whatever. I tell everybody I want to be like Lady Ella Ma, because I just want to be just the base, let somebody else run it. But the thing was, I was there, and I said, "Why am I here?" I sat down in the middle of that room for about 30 minutes, and my colleague came up and said, "Why are you sitting down?" And I was like, "I'm not supposed to be here." Nobody pays me any attention. Every time I walk up into a crowd, try to strike up a conversation, it goes hush.
Mm.
And so I was like, I don't even know why I deceived myself in thinking I should be here. Right. And I was just ready for the evening to end.
Mm.
But those things only made me stronger, because now as I go through different meetings, I don't speak the language. I started to actually be in meetings with PGA individuals, billionaires, stuff like that. And I'm like, they're going to discount me. They're not going to pay me any attention. Why am I here? And I realized that that experience, because on that evening when I decided I didn't belong there, I don't know why I'm here, I met my Aiken partner, who came in and said, like us, he was had the experience. He was certainly qualified, but he was leaving a corporation that was well established in hospitality and was start striking out on his own, Aiken. And his spirit was amazing, and he's still with us. And he kind of validated who I was, right?
Mm.
Who we were doing, because he'd already been there, he'd already done it. He said, "This is exactly what we needed." And it caused me to move on. And then DDL and other learned professionals who said, "Yeah, this is beautiful. This is what I want. This is my last, I want to be a part of it." Those people who took their hands and said, "I want to be a part of it." Those are the people who reassure you. And sometimes you don't have that. I'm
Yeah.
being be honest with you. It's really hard. Some of my best friends who could have helped, who had connections that could have made the load a little lighter,
Yeah.
didn't care to do that. But for every person who did nothing, who was maybe even not a cheerleader, maybe they were even counterintuitive, there were those that did. Like yourself, you gave me a platform, and as long as Alma's rocking and you're rocking, I'm gonna rock with you. And so that's really important. I'm extremely loyal to those individuals, but we get hurt.
Yeah.
We get hurt. That loyalty is often misused or taken for granted, but that's okay. We're
That's
strong. We're resilient.
true. So true.
We're resilient. Yes, absolutely. So,
So
so
true.
don't leave the room. Let me tell you about
Yes.
that book.
Go on.
So it's 10 chapters with an 11th visionary chapter, right? And it's really talking about, for those people who are entrepreneurs, for those people who are aspiring to be in business and want to actually understand corporate America. And there's no DEI. That's taboo now, right? They call it, what is it, what they call it, I think once my Alma Film Festival colleague told me it was another word they were using for that kind of whistle, silent dog whistle kind of for DEI. But we don't
Yeah.
have to have DEI. We do not have to have DEI. We have to have the opportunity to put people in position to better and to make themselves, to grow their vision.
Right.
So for Alma, we are seeking the best in class. And guess what? As long as we get a level playing field, we don't care about DEI. We just want an opportunity to compete. So that's all I ask for when I go to these hospitality projects. When I go to, we're now doing sustainable energy, right?
Mm.
So with the Soul Reserve, which is my holding company, we're going to create a program where we're actually hope to bring solar energy to these emerging markets, these places, and where we want to be the light on the beacon on the hill, where we can actually
Yeah.
bring light to communities. And so through that partnership, we are forging relationships. So I've met individuals who do solar, who are inventors and scientists from all walks of life.
Wow.
That gives me an opportunity to bring this, say, look, come in and partner with me. Come in. I have my amazing PGA designer, Brandon Johnson. He's developed PGA golf courses around the world
Hmm.
for everyone. Now he gets an opportunity to have an equitable stake in building in himself, designing himself, and
Wow.
the list on medical communities, and creating the opportunity for medical communities. I partnered with my workforce development partner from City of Atlanta, where I served as chair for 7 years. See how all those off ramps are playing roles right now? She and I are going to put together a community partnership so that we can create education and labor forces and various other things where everyone has a stake in the development. So those off ramps you think you have, why did I take that job? Why did God bring me here? Why did
Hmm.
he introduce me? It's all for the betterment, and it all grows, it all works together for your good. So you just got to figure out why you're in the room and what you're supposed to
Yeah.
take from that room. Okay. And
So
don't
true.
leave it before you get what you got to get.
Yeah.
Don't cower, wear your shoulders. Let's go. It's ready. It's go time.
Yeah. Often people don't like the rough road of the journey, right? And I believe that you have to experience the whole 100% of the journey, because there's nutrients, just like you said, along the way
Yeah.
that you're going to need when you get to another level. It's levels.
Yeah.
And once you get to where you're going to go, you'll realize that all those things that you've encountered and experienced and absorbed, you're going to need it for what's coming in your future.
And one of the things I struggle with, because I've represented a lot of entertainers in my
Mhm.
day, and the shine. Remember, we might have talked about that. Like people who are enamored by the shine, the glitter, the
Mhm.
not building any legacy. They're not building
Right.
any more land. That's a safe bet. When I lost my quite a bit, I think I keep telling the story. I lost $96,000, $98,000 in one day in 2012 after that crash. And I was like, I'm taking my money out. Not the wisest thing. Get your financial advisor to advise you. I was a financial advisor. I don't know why. I was like, I'm not doing this. So I started investing in real estate, and it rarely, if ever, does land lose value, right? And
Mhm.
so, but they spend money, and they will do in all sorts of wayward things. But then those that have are very affluent. Every one of them are creating a fund, right? A
Mhm.
fund where you can get money, where they're doing conferences and charging you to attend those conferences, and you sit in the audience, salivating on the opportunity to be able to get up there, to get connected with some resources, because your ideas are amazing, guys. We are
Mhm.
brilliant. This idea is amazing, and these individuals, but there's no real inroad. There's no real productivity for the resources. We have had investment opportunities that could double individuals' money vested in land, secure transactions. We thought, oh, we got this. No, individuals, I think that there is a idea, and maybe it's an imposter syndrome for them, that they're thinking, as long as I am separated, there's the middle class is shrinking, right?
Mhm.
It's just extremely poor people, or people who are very affluent, and the middle
Mhm.
class is because that sense of community, that real flow between very affluent people and people who don't have, is really not flowing the way it used to
Right.
flow. And then opportunities to have access to real resources. Even my project in Atlanta, 30-40% ROI when it was time to go, in total site control, own all the land, all
Mhm.
permits ready to go. Individuals having access to capital, just not there. And it's
Right.
drying up. We don't know where everything, we're kind of afraid right now, and we don't know how that goes. But listen, the idea back in the day, what would we would do if I was a locksmith, and you was a what is a farmer.
Mhm.
I could bring I can bring you my locks, or I can bring you my horseshoe, and do whatever I'm going to do, and you're going to give me some fruit,
Mhm.
or you're going to give me some vegetables from the garden. Now I have vegetables, and you have what you need. And
Mhm.
that's what we've been. it, Alma, because what we lacked in resources when we didn't have the resources through the process, through the journey, we had individuals who had talents beyond measure.
Yes.
We were able to assess and say, look, there's enough for everybody. Come and bring your talents, your expertise, and gain an equitable interest
Hmm.
in what be a part of the vision and the mission. And so we got to be creative, because I don't see anybody running, even many of our more affluent individuals running to really open banks that we can really access
Right.
capital. So because of that, we have to be creative. And so even, my Westwood crew in Atlanta, where they're doing amazing things on the Beltline, they're amazing bunch of African American men. I was in there, I was enamored. I was like, I want to see what you guys are doing. They were creative and intelligent and, new sustainability. Shout out to Jarvis. So all these individuals, brilliant, and we came together, creating holding companies, creating financial vehicles, getting our documents and our permits out, and our renderings, and really working together. And that's what we're doing at Alma, and that got us through. And so now we're in the final stages, and phase one is coming soon.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited. Your energy is like really, it's infectious, and I just want to.
No, because not only do I want your audience to get my book, because it's for them, it's really for them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's just, it was not about raising resources. It was about me spilling over. I was really hurt when I started Don't Leave the Room. I
Mhm.
wanted to I wanted to run away. I was hurt from the core. Individuals who I believed in were really, you expect fire, but not friendly fire. And
Right.
so God had to do that for me, because I had to purge. I had to get the best individuals possible to serve as leadership for Alma, and all of our investors and those that are to come, and are going to be better served because of it. And so I'm super excited. I've brought on 24, 26 now fractional employees since January. And
Oh,
we have
wow.
public affairs, to governmental relations, to CPAs, to top construction and architectural firms, to COO, my Michael Marables of the world, all those individuals who are not cheerleaders, they're teammates. And we're working, and every day we're in meetings. We just had one earlier today, and we're in our second cap raise, and we are really excited about bringing on our new owners, our new sales team. It's just working, and it's because sometimes God has to move you from where you are to
That's
something
right.
that he would be. And he got to take people out of your heart, pull them away, because you will have them still there holding up space
Yeah.
without any contribution to who you are and what your vision and mission is in life. And so I'm here to tell you guys that this is telling you that you have to protect those that's supposed to be in your room, know what you're supposed to learn from that room, and keep the snakes in the garden. So I really want you to get that, and then understand you could pivot. There's nothing wrong with pivoting, and making sure that you learn from that. And when you go through your next reiteration of what you want to do from your journey, your vision, you make better decisions. So I'm really excited. It's a blessing, and I feel at home right here. And gotta tell you a little bit more.
Come on.
So March 25th is now the digital launch of my book, Don't Leave the Room. And I want everybody to get a copy. Please make it a bestseller. I just really want people to hear and elevate what we're trying to do, and to help those people who are trying to be not only entrepreneurs, but navigate the corporate market. I've been there in corporate America, and understanding my worth and my value. And don't make the mistake of putting me in the room, because I'm going to show up, and I'm going to show out, and I'm going to show you why you want me to stay. Okay, so
Hmm.
let's make sure we're intentional, make sure we represent, so the next person has the opportunity, but most importantly, that you have a real opportunity to capitalize on why you're there. And we don't have to be on an island. Just because we let somebody else and elevate someone else to that experience, that opportunity, don't lessen your shine.
Yeah.
You don't need to, yeah, you don't have to be the only person shining. Let's share it. Let's create real opportunity, okay? Get rid of that ego and let's make everybody better, because we're all better and we're all going to work together to get us where we need to be. And then when you get time and you decide you want to retire or you want to invest, look look at Alma and what we're doing in creating a community. And I'll come borrow sugar from you when you become Alma family. I'll be down the road in my golf cart, all that sort of stuff. But it's not just in Samana. We're once we that is the flagship, but once Alma de Samana is developed and I onboard the top executives to run this mission and vision, Diana and the Soul Reserve will continue to other destinations to create opportunities for those in emerging markets. And we already have one or two, Cartagena and various other places already earmarked, already
Oh.
vested. So we're real excited about it. And we need teammates. Y'all come on. We need teammates. Follow me on LinkedIn at CEO Diana Lynch. And please, if you have a talent, you have a skill, you have a business, you have resources you want to own, come join the Wakanda. Come on, be part of the vision, the mission. And so that's so true. Not only for the book, but also for the opportunities that I want to create. We have the Alma Film Festival coming in 2026. I know I mentioned that. It was just starting. I've since had my partner, Anthony Page. He's amazing. He is like my true teammate, right? Out of everybody, teammate. He is amazing. He's killing it. He's bringing in people from content creators from around the globe to really celebrate and the star power that he's bringing. Is going to be in March of 2026. They're going to be soon launching the page so people can register to come see Samana, see Alma de Samana, and participate in the film festival. Real authentic experiences where you are not just coming and sitting there and seeing a screen. You're not coming to paradise to just watch a screen, but you're going to have authentic connection. And he's doing some amazing things. So watch out for Alma Film Festival in March of 2026. It'll be coming out soon. And then I cannot tell, and with the sale experience we're doing, oh, it's going to be like Chicago's yacht party in the middle of that film festival. Y'all got it's going to be amazing. But I just want to encourage individuals in this time. Um, we understand there's a lot of uncertainty,
Mhm.
but we've been here before. And I'm not talking about we culturally, I'm talking about as a nation, I'm talking about as a world. And nothing takes God by surprise. So just like what we're experiencing, if there's this uncertainty, this is our room of one. This is a room called the world, right? The world stage. What should you take from this room, this experience, what you're learning, where you are? Don't dim your shine. Don't block your blessings. Don't slow down. Let's just keep going. As long as you're living and breathing and you're in your right mind, you can we can fail, but we'll get back up. Look at me. Don't leave the room, said Diana, don't leave Alma. Don't,
Mhm.
all those individuals who doubt you, all those individuals who, instead of helping, want to complain. Listen, every major business, whether it's Elon Musk or whether it's Microsoft or whatever company that started, Facebook, Zuckerberg, all those, they've been sued, they've been criticized, they've had people to leave and go and come and go, and that's all part of the process. But they didn't stop. And don't focus on where they are now. Read their books, find out where they've come from, and you'll find yourself and your journey in that book.
Mm.
Whatever, YouTube, if you're not a reader, go to YouTube, find out their story. I don't care if it's an athlete. Michael Jordan wasn't picked on his team. Look, you like, who didn't pick Michael? Because he wasn't Michael Jordan then. I'm not Sheila
Mhm.
Johnson now, but I'm running a good game, and I'm getting there, and I'm going to get there. And with your help and the help of people like you and the blessings and praying for me and me pray for you, we'll get there. So it's
Mhm.
all, nothing's taking God by surprise. Sometimes it's purging. We
Mm.
have to blow it up to clean, to start from scratch, to go ahead and go. And it,
Amen.
and everything's not bad.
Yes.
Everything's not bad. Got to be able to take from it what you will. So
Yeah.
I encourage all your audience to just continue to grow, continue to believe, and continue to hold everybody's arms up. Figure out your role. because I need my arms held up. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm not going to give up because I'm not going to leave the room.
Where can they find the book? How can they get it?
It will be on Amazon. Don't
Okay.
leave the room. And it will be also, we'll be doing ebooks as well. But I want to leave. I don't know what kind of time I got, but I want to leave you with this. I just got an opportunity to launch. Why I said digital launch on March 25th is because I just got an opportunity, an invitation to launch my book at Oxford University in London. And I will be going there in April, the first part of April, to launch Don't Leave the Room to the audience and colleagues around the world. And I am saying don't leave America out, okay? Let my diaspora support me so that we don't just show up in other places. Let's
Right.
show up for what I'm trying to do here. And all my Atlantans, all my colleagues, or what have you, you know what rooms we've entered. You know how we were treated when we got there, but we didn't leave the room. And so I just, just even this platform you have,
Hmm.
how long ago before we didn't have the opportunity to have this platform?
That's part. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that. And so there are things that are in your mind that you're creating, and we're going to be denied that opportunity because you left the room. How dare you? It's not about you. You got to square your shoulders. Let's keep going because someone's going to benefit from you not leaving that room. So
Absolutely.
no excuse,
Absolutely.
not only
Absolutely.
about us, all of us.
So I incorporated something into my podcast since you've been on the show last, and I always get my guests to manifest something for themselves because it's been
Yeah.
working. So I want you to manifest something for yourself, put something out in the universe.
I manifest that Alma de Samana Golf Resort and Residences will find its true partnership with those individuals who want to actually be teammates, want to come in with resources, want to come in with land ownership. And in the next 3 years, we'll have heads in beds, and we will actually be that beacon on the hill that gives everyone an inspiration that they can if they do it together. And I know Alma de Samana is going to be something amazing. And if you're visiting or if you're owning, you're going to say, this is a bucket list item. This is something I got to go. This is Martha's Vineyard meets Vegas and in paradise. So come see us. We'll be there and we'll be able to receive you in 3 years.
And one more time, tell them where they can find you.
I'm Diana Lynch at my handle is CEO at Diana Lynch at CEO Diana Lynch on Instagram and all other major social media platforms. And for Alma, we're rebranding Alma de Samana Golf Resort on all social media. Please follow us on the Alma Resorts on all social media platforms, and look out for what we'll do. We're supporting. We got so much support. Shout out to Malik Yoba. He and I will be in Brooklyn in May for the launch of his event and his amazing platform. And so I'm supporting him. He's amazing. And from Brooklyn to the boardroom, we could not have a launch without having a book signing in Brooklyn, where it all began. So we'll be announcing all our book signings, and of course I gotta show Atlanta love. So we'll be announcing all of those. So I appreciate you having me on this platform. Don't leave the room, guys.
Anytime.
This is all.
You
Yeah.
know, I fell in love with you, Doc, last time, and I love you even more now. Thank you for coming on. And I'm manifesting that all those things that you wanted for yourself and your business and your vision, I want them all to happen for you.
And as for you as well. And remember,
Thank you.
you're Alma family now. So come see
Thank
us
you.
and
Thank you so much.
part of the family. I'll come back, hold me to it, and I'll tell you about those rooms, those new rooms I'll enter.
That part.
That part.
I may
That
see you in
part.
Brooklyn. So look out.
You're in Brooklyn? Is that where
No, I said I may see you in Brooklyn. I'm not that
in
far.
in May? Okay, so May, I believe his event is May 8th through the 11th, and then we're
Okay.
gonna seminar and have some relaxation. He's gonna need it, but he's amazing. He's doing a whole lot in real estate, and he's always giving
Okay.
back. So look out for Malik Yoba and what he's doing on his platform, and the Alma Resorts rebranding Amade Samana to encompass all the resorts and what we're doing, and the Soul Reserve, which is my holding company that will support businesses around the globe, from sustainable project to financial resources. So looking forward to it. And Atlanta has the signature. The signature is coming out. Please look for it, Atlanta. It is a 22 home townhome mixed use community in downtown Atlanta with a 2-story restaurant on the top that hopefully will be able to do my off-key karaoke.
I can't wait to hear it.
Oh, you know I can't sing, but I have a lot of showmanship.
Sometimes that's all you need,
That's
Doc.
what
Sometimes
we
that's all you
need.
need.
You got to bring the show. So Atlanta, we're gonna have a lot of fun. Hopefully, it'll be a place everybody want to come and see.
Absolutely. God bless, Doc, and I will talk to you soon.
Thank you so much for having me. Anytime.
Absolutely. Take care.